Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody,
Hello,
and
everybody.
welcome to another episode of Erudition Generations. Today, Elliot could not make it. As everybody knows, weather has been funny these last couple of days. We just had ozone exposed. So, for those of you that have skin issues, may want to wear some sunscreen before going out here.
Yes.
Want a safe summer. If you watched us last time, we also want a productive summer as well. Can't do that if we're not protected from the sun. So stay
What
safe
about
out there.
allergies?
Warning. This episode's topic has been made by Teddy.
Yes,
Wow, we put warnings on stuff now.
apparently if that's what they want to call it. Our topic today will we will do something casual. Like we talked about summer last time. Let's go into
Spring.
proper spring. Dang. Let summer have his role. We just got out of spring.
We're gonna go right back to the beginning of this year. Gonna go ahead, skip through winter, all and get back down to spring.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like pain.
I mean, bro, spring you had school.
It is true. But no, something
First-
similar like we joked about it, but we can go into hygiene and clothing this time. That's two major problems. Yes, it's two major problems with
Clothing I can get, but hygiene I can also
it's
get.
a problem that people need to address. We're all human. And
Well, as you
especially
can see, I'm perfectly fine in the clothing department and the hygiene department because, as you can see, I'm wearing some good old nice fashion tiger shirts.
Yes.
tiger shirt, not shirts.
Oh, you don't know? Maybe I have another one under this one.
Then I say you're doing the most. But if
No,
you
you-
want, whatever you say, if you want to be in the eye of the tiger, you be on. You do that. You do that. But no, what I would be about clothing is proper clothing to wear during summertime. A lot of people keep mixing that up. I know that when we cut our lawn, we don't want the weeds touching us, so we wear long sleeves. Heat stroke is real, people.
And I nearly had it.
Yes.
Two times, actually. Once when we were in the car. It was a very hot day that day.
That's
Yeah,
what people gotta be aware of.
tell
The
anybody
car
on
is
the
an
vent.
incredibly hot place.
And people need to understand that leaving your children, hello, yes, hello everybody.
Yes, hello.
People need to understand that when you leave pets in the car, babies in the car, that is a very big problem. We had a
And
lot
I
of
heard it's illegal to do that, actually.
yes, because it causes fatalities.
Oh.
You are sitting somebody in an oven,
Scorpion wins.
and even if you have the windows open, as they're finding out, well, I left the windows open. It should have been okay. It's still extremely hot. You are in an oven.
And excuse me for my hair. Here, I don't know what's going on with that.
And it happens.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens to y'all too. I'm fine.
I,
As
I,
I
do
said,
not
I'm
have,
over here living the perfection.
I do not have tentacles. This is not a tentacle. Or is
Hair,
it?
your hair is going to do that, especially as it gets hot and you start sweating.
Mm.
But, it is black folks' hair. But about the clothing situation, we need people to dress appropriately, such as summertime where there is the whole body issue of, well, I don't want to be body shamed. Listen, it's your health comes first. Wear clothing that is breathable during the summertime. Too many
Yeah, I hate
people
to
be
tell you.
wearing those. You've seen it, those cotton shirts like the ones that we have on. That's fine indoors, but when you walk out there and you start wearing cotton and it's dark colored, it holds that heat in, and you just sitting there
Mhm.
dying.
The only thing that stopped me from passing out from heat stroke is to accept the heat outside, sitting down.
Uh, Sometimes you gotta be active. So just wear active
Yes.
gear.
Don't
That's why they
don't
call
leave
it
any
active.
living bodies in the car. That is the worst idea possible.
Yeah, one thing I got to say,
Yes. Don't leave any living body in the car.
whenever you even step into a car, or you just gotta make sure the tire, whatever what you might call it, steering wheel, it is not going to burn your hand off, and that the seat is not too hot because otherwise, as soon as you get up you finna get a.
That
Yeah,
is
but most
that is a
children
good
already
point.
know this because of the fact that remember when we were children, Teddy, and we had to go to school, and no, we didn't have to go to school in the summer. It was we had to go somewhere during the summer. Rather, it was going to the playground or to a store, and you walk into that car and it would be burning. As soon as you open the door, you could feel all that heat exit the car.
That is true. It didn't matter if it was leather seats or plush seats. It was gonna be hot. So yeah, don't leave any living body in the car. And for those of you that do drive, and being you, Papa, are of driving age,
Which I do not trust.
I
no
was
matter if you don't
instant
trust
shot
it,
down.
but it is what it is. But those of driving age and do drive, be mindful to put those covers on when you go into the building, or that could just be shopping. It could be your workplace. It don't matter. The sun right now is baking a lot of things right now. We just recently had the ozone uh, open up, so it's just been pounding with heat,
You better be happy you're not in
including
Arizona. Arizona, you can.
Arizona is a whole nother beast. I can't really speak on it because I haven't been to Arizona, but I have
I
friends in
Yeah,
Arizona.
we could talk
I
about Denver heat and Denver cold. That's about all we can talk about, Matthew.
I have seen a video about somebody cooking an egg on the street in
Yeah, they
Arizona.
do that every once in a while, but that's sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's not. And plus, that's a waste of an egg. And that's another thing. Stop wasting food. People
Yeah,
hungry in this
I
world.
that's the one thing I definitely agree with. Do not waste food. That
People, people be hungry for real, and you out here playing with food.
not
Somebody
just
going,
the fact that people be hungry. I'm more concerned about the fact that that's
you
an
don't want
insult.
you. I'm just saying because you don't want people to be like, "Hey, ain't you such and such who was frying eggs on the asphalt? Did you ever eat those? I know you didn't. Come here real quick."
Exactly. You bought the
Oh,
last carton of eggs from the store. You did what with it? Come meet me in the parking lot.
uh, yeah, no, we don't want any scuffing in the parking lots or back alleys because somebody knew you and you were found wasting food in times of people's need. Matthew, natural hair don't care. It's not bad, it's character. Yes, I can keep telling you that.
I don't want to turn into the Jimmy character.
I don't know how he looks like, but
Yeah,
if he
I
has
don't
hair,
either.
that's fine.
He's black, has crazy hair, and can fly, and has too much money, too much normal money.
Tell him to
I
give
don't want to
some,
know what the other type of money is.
unless he gets it through means that we don't want to know. But that's one of the aspects that we want to talk about. But please just be mindful of the summer heat. A
And
lot, especially when it comes down to children. Keep an eye on your children.
and please, whatever you do, don't stand outside and then sit down on your concrete and then look up to the sun as you embrace the heat.
What
Because
are you trying to do? Become one with the
I
soil?
have I have heard that sometimes, only sometimes, the sun has caused cancer for people.
No, it's not just sometimes. Skin cancer is a thing,
Oh,
and you need to be
oh.
mindful of that. Especially wear sunscreen, wear SPF lotions. You need to protect yourself from the sun. And all, for going back to those people that are driving, put those covers on your windshield so that your steering wheel is not hot. The last thing you want to be doing is pulling out somewhere. You went in the gas station real quick while pumping gas, and then come back and your steering wheel is hot. It, these things do happen, and
then you meet Jimmy.
people don't realize that you can get second-degree burns from steering wheels. It has happened. You can look it up.
Yeah, because of the fact that most steering wheels are slick and rubber. When you
Get
touch
those,
that rubber, it's going to burn.
Get those covers from the wheel. They're a pain to put on. I've tried it once, but it will at least give some protection from that heat.
And please, follow
Oh,
the
we
sun.
losing.
Because when you have the ability, if you're in Arizona, to pass out, and then you have this color skin.
What's wrong with you, kid? What do you each think is a must-have for kids to enjoy this summer?
Pool. A pool noodle, a water gun, everything.
Everything water for you, huh?
Yes. And then
I can get a
pool-
water bucket.
And then I
Now we're revisiting the ice bucket challenge day. Those days are over.
Nah, those days didn't end. It don't have to be full of ice. You just fill it up with the hose,
But
and then on some unsuspecting person, throw it on them and run.
Oh yeah,
And they can't really catch up unless they're really good, because the water will weigh them down. So as they're running, like, hey man, what you do that for? They can't really catch up to you. I miss those days.
It's simple. I'm gonna answer this question, and all children in the world can thank me later. The thing that's going to make your children have the best summer?
it's video games.
Yes, video games, ice cream from actual ice cream places, and good old-fashioned water parks.
Ooh,
Water
yeah.
parks are a very good idea, actually.
Unless you're in Arizona, maybe.
No,
that
unless
would
it's
be
a very
sad.
long line.
You in Arizona?
No, because here's the thing, and you don't want to go in the water and then just have boiling water out of nowhere. Just
Well, they do have it tempered. That there is a device in there where they temper the water, so that's not a real major concern. But I see where you're
okay,
coming from.
good.
But just for you to enjoy yourself, some water. Don't just sit inside all day
And not Prime.
and
Prime does not count as water, kids.
Most sodas and drinks don't count for water, Matthew.
I see the younger generation.
I don't know what Prime is. What is that?
Logan Paul drink.
I'm too old for this, Teddy. You're asking an elderly person to answer new age questions. I'm sorry.
I had no idea where he was going with that. But
Me either. But all I know is that Prime is probably a multi-tasting drink. That no, you probably should not drink as water. You shouldn't drink sodas for water. You shouldn't drink certain juices for water.
Well, it is an energy.
It's
drink.
water.
we don't need energy drinks. You need to just cool down.
Yeah,
But
Well, you know what we had for water? When you didn't have water, you had those freeze pops. Grab yourself a freeze pop, throw it in the freezer, and break it off. You can either cut it in half and share with somebody, or bite off the top and eat it yourself. It lasts you a good couple of hours. Just make sure you eat it in time.
So you were one of them people who were like, yes, scissors, prepare to be completely outdone and just bite off the top.
You have natural scissors. If you take care of your teeth. I know that people were reverting to veneers, we're doing substitutes for beauty products that will last forever, because that's what we consider beauty. But I need durability. And teeth, wonderful scissors, bite off the plastic, spit it in the garbage.
Tear? Just
Spit it in the garbage. then eat yourself a freeze pop.
Let's have a scenario where that doesn't work. We'll use Michael as an example.
No, we will not.
Yeah, no.
What do each of what do you each think is a must have for summer vacation? That was the question. So what we're going to remember what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And for me, freeze pops.
And-
Papa hit it dead on with ice cream. Freeze pops are relatively cheap.
But ice cream can never be beat.
Yeah, but you need water after that. Has anybody really ever had ice cream and just needed a whole lot of water after?
No,
I can't.
I don't.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, it depends on what ice cream you're eating, bro. If you eating a heavily chocolate ice cream, you might need some water. If you eating vanilla or something, you fine.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be thirsty. Those freeze pops, you suck on those, you be good. You go back to playing, and then you go right back for another one.
Papa, did you notice the thing wrong that Teddy said? Suck on a freeze pop.
That's what you call them. In fact, the names of them are blow pops.
Us as males, let's say I'm eating a banana. I take it off and I eat it sideways.
I see.
I don't know what y'all talking about. You know what you do when you get freeze pop? You use that plastic, you bite, you use the plastic to bite off a little bit of freeze pop, and then you suck on it until you're able to drink it.
Yeah, and you push it.
That's what you
push
do.
it upwards because it's in the plastic, and you just keep going up. Milk on a hot day is not
it is not a good idea because you know what milk does? It makes you have to go to the bathroom, and you don't need that. But ice cream is a whole different matter. I'd say that frozen milk is different from actual full-on milk.
Frozen chocolate milk.
Well, I hate to tell you, Matthew, but I've done that before, and I can tell you this.
Yeah,
frozen chocolate milk does not taste as good when you're a child and you're experimenting with chocolate milk.
I still don't know what you were thinking.
Papa, your childhood is not good then.
It was...
My childhood was filled with a lot of me experimenting with foods and stuff. Do you know how many grilled cheese sandwiches I made when I was a child? And how many spins I tried to put on that?
Yeah, mustard and
Let's just say, now that I'm an adult, I think I'm good with grilled cheese.
Hey, Eric.
For a little.
Glad you're with us.
Hey, Eric. What's going on?
We are discussing what is a must-have for kids this summer besides the obvious video games.
And we're also talking about good old hygiene and clothing during the summer.
Yes. Please dress appropriately. And also put on, y'all think that hygiene is about taking care of bodily odor. That's part of it. We all should know that at baseline, but people don't know that you need to invest in lotions that will take care of protecting your skin so that you're not going out here getting a sunburn. You also need to wear clothes that ain't cotton so that when you walking down the street, somebody's seeing all the sweat rolling down your back and on the shirt. And then nobody wants to tell you anything. And then you're just out there like that.
And that's why you should buy the Erudition shirt.
Again, we do not have a soap or a lotion. Maybe later.
Do that.
So people used to say that black people don't tan. We know
that's a lie.
We
now know that is a lie. How do you protect yourself from sunburn?
Sunscreen.
Well, this is what you do. You go ahead, you take yourself a nice shower because you're about to go out apparently. Then you put on some good old lotions. You put on some short sleeves. You put on some short shorts so that you're not baking your legs. And then right before you step out, you ask yourself, do I need some off to deal with mosquitoes? Do I need some more sun? Do I need some sunscreen to deal with the heat? And then when you walk out, you realize it's pretty cold out here and you go back in. That's the solution.
And that's why I would spray you
with
water as soon as you got inside. As soon as you opened the door.
Either off or cutter. those are the two brands that we used when we were going out in the pool when we went to Disney World and Sesame Street
Oh,
place.
Hey, mosquitoes are no
y'all know
joke.
how
Those are the only critters
I
that
thought
will
that
not
was
care about anything you want to do.
And wasp. That's what you forget about.
Wasps are just mean. It does not matter where you see them. It doesn't matter if they're several miles away. They sense that you are vulnerable and they will fly as quickly to you as possible and sting you.
okay. But I would like to take a few seconds to say, hey, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and while you're still here, and if you're not, and you're watching the recording, and still comment, we do read your comments.
Yes, that
And,
is true.
and share the video to all of your friends so they can get a little detail for when we drop the Erudition. Okay. Hey, but if you're not on YouTube, I do recommend following us on Facebook. Please do not follow us in real life because that would be scary. But if you do see us in person, make sure you say hi at least.
I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. Because
You're
you're
really
talking about
starting
no
to be
follow
with
us in
that
real
whole
life. What if somebody
following
does say hi? You go say, "Are you following us in real life?" I told you not to do that. Don't need no coincidences.
Sorry, the comments just disappeared and then came back again. That was weird. They just reported we had another shooting after these years' graduation. Is the fear of shooting still a concern for you all?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I,
heavily.
I did
the
see
fear-
that. I did see that story earlier on the news. And also congratulations to all those who have graduated in the class of 2023.
Yes, thank you. Nah, I'm just playing with you.
I'm about to say, like, wait, what did you do?
Okay.
But no, I do agree. Congrats to everybody who has graduated this year.
You worked hard, and now you're going to go to a minimum wage job where you will only get
Don't
paid.
hit us with life
1,000.
facts.
Yeah, bro, we still got some
Let
people
these
still got
people enjoy
college.
their
Got to go through a
time.
lot of stuff.
However, I will somewhat acknowledge that be mindful that just because you graduated, that you and those that may be seniors or juniors or sophomores, make sure that you are actually learning the material that you need to while you are in class, because you need to make that degree work for you, not just have it as a piece of, well, I have my diploma, I have my degree, and then be stuck. I know a lot of people and network with people within my college as well who have complained that I don't know what I'm doing when I get out of here next year or in 2 years from now. And it's scary. But just learn, know what you've learned, build up the knowledge in whatever you are learning so that you can go into the field that you studied in. A lot of
Yes.
these people right now, even if they say you need a certification, they you still have that degree to say, okay, I'm dedicated to completing whatever you have for me
Oh wait,
to get this done. So you really want to make sure that you understand the material that you're learning so that you can go into these places. Because I can tell you right now, a lot of these people that are going in there, some people think that it's given. Some people believe, well, I've graduated from here, that should be enough. You really want to make sure that you are getting the most out of your education so that when you do that, you're not going into minimalistic jobs just trying to get through and pay off the loan. So that is a good point that Matthew brings up. It shouldn't be undermined. That is a legitimate concern for graduate students.
Actually,
But also, congratulations on graduation. But back into the topic of, is the fear of shooting still a concern for you all?
Yes, and if you would be so polite to let me tell you, I am scared of shooting every day, even in my own house. Because let's say for the sake of answering the question, and you walk into your school ready to get graduate finally. 18 or 16 or 20 years of working hard or in being dedicated, and then you walk into the building and somebody just says, I wasn't so talented as you, and I just got failed on my final test. Yes, and then they pull out AGAN. How would that make you feel?
Did you just spell
Again?
again?
Oh,
Yeah, GUN, and I get it, but for this, YouTube does not demonetize for saying gun.
uh,
It's fine, and especially with the situation that we're in now, where unfortunately that's our situation. And yeah, a lot of people do go postal. The people try to find motives as to why, but let me tell you in all honesty why I killed a bunch of your motive. Nothing. My ones or families or whoever has spent time with, life was cut short because of your ignorance.
and now I must tranquilize you.
But we don't want to promote more violence.
Yeah, probably not the best idea.
So, but I do agree.
But
It is still a current concern for me as well, and I do understand where you come from for wearing inside your own house. Bullets don't have a name. I remember there. Anybody remember the show Static Shock, and that episode where dude was getting bullied and just couldn't take no more and bought an actual gun to school and ended up accidentally shooting his friend. Bullets don't have a name, and that's what the principal on the show says. And they don't. You saw it last year in California. Cop shows up, somebody's acting crazy in the store, shoots the assailant, doesn't kill them, but kills the girl in the changing room.
yes,
They do. Bullets pass through people and objects, and they don't have names. You fire in that distance, it's gonna keep going until the velocity has ended.
And I heard a balloon pop, and I thought it was a bullet it shot. So I was scared, and I made an announcement saying, "Is everybody okay?"
Yeah, because you never know. People have been known to walk up into people's houses, shoot through windows,
doors,
either by accident or on purpose, and then you never know.
They shoot by doors too. I want you to
that's what we're saying.
I want you to really mention that because as a little kid, it got shot near the heart, or because of a neighbor.
Yeah, where he shot him through the window. I remember that. Somebody that recently went up to confront somebody because somebody threw a skate. It was a confrontation between two parents, and then the mother lost their life. It's a very hard time for people with guns and people just minding their own business, and then all of a sudden you walk through the window too slow, and then somebody fires. And it's too much going on. So is it still a concern?
Yes, it is a great concern, because the thing about it is, all during the last couple of years through graduation, you've seen that the amount of shootings have gone up, and that even graduation ceremonies are being shot up. And the fact is, it's not getting any better. And so yes, are shootings a great concern still? Yes, especially for students, or even students that have already passed but still have family in the school. It is a great concern.
And I agree with you. I wish that we get better about that, but the wishing there's hopes, there's prayers, there's sorrows to family. It's all too common over the last 3 years, and if we don't do something about it, we're gonna suffer. Even the situation with the ozone layer that we brought up earlier, this has been a problem. And remember back in 2014 where they were saying in the next 20 years, if we don't solve this, it'll be a problem. It's a problem now. And if you don't get on it, what you're gonna have is situations where people are getting burned, skin cancer illnesses go up, and again, just like bullets, cancer does not discriminate. It attacks children, the elderly. It does not care about your age or what you're doing. It strikes without warning, and it's heartbreaking either way. And some people do not win that battle.
And I do have one thing to say. And my father did mention this, not in a stream, but he's mentioned this to, I think, me, Papa, and Elliot. He said, and if you can put a tracker, well, if you can put all these things on a gun, why can't you put a tracker, a lock on a gun?
Well, yes, because the purchase comes with serial numbers, right? We can track purchases and whatnot, and a lot of things that.
Well, I wasn't complete with my thought fully. But why can't you put a lock that somebody has to agree, that some officer or somebody with enough power and sense to choose, oh, you can actually use this? Why do they not put that on a gun? Is it because it would weigh more than? No. It's because America wants freedom. Even though, back then, and America was stolen. Okay, I'm getting too back into history.
That's fine, but there was a dude called Wyatt Earp in history. There were certain places that you could not walk into with a gun, and if you were found to, it was immediate death. It was no, there was no, oh, please put your gun away. There was no negotiation. You knew the rules. You saw that sign when you came into town. You chose this. That's it. If they were nice, they gave you a warning. But unfortunately, we are trying to go back into the mentality of the old West and not understanding
that there were places in the old West where they told you if you have a gun, you will be seen as hostile. Whether you want to sneak it in here, whether you think you're in danger, well, the fact is, it does not matter. You will be seen as a hostile with that gun or any sort of weapon.
Tracker on the that's a cooking supply, not a weapon.
No, people should be able to track serial numbers and purchases. And if I would even go as far as if you are found purchasing a gun and body armor within, I don't know, within the 2 years apart from each other, yeah, you need to be on a watch list somewhere.
Yeah. Where did I find this good tiger shirt? Well, it's quite simple. It's quite simple. This was passed down to me by a future me.
Papa,
that's right. There's an original before me, known as the higher Eddie, which I got this shirt from, and it was perfect. And I thought to myself, this shirt, it suits me. And then put it on. That moment, this has been.
He didn't break up on YouTube though, but it's fine. We didn't catch that last bit because you broke up, but you did find on YouTube on our streaming devices. I'm glad that you have the shirt, and yes, you did get handed down from Dad.
No, from the original. We are nothing but mere clones, my friend. I was given this from the future me, and so I am now in a position of power.
You are now in the Matrix, and I don't know what to do with you. They can track a phone or iPad, but you can't track a gun. You can put miniature cameras on a phone, hat, or pen, but we refuse to place those things on guns.
Well, I mean, to be quite honest, this is just hypothetical. But let me put it like this. Putting it in a phone and stuff, quite simple. Nobody will ever suspect it. After all, when they're taking their own selfies and stuff, they're thinking, this is a great camera. But if you're holding a phone and the thing screens screenshot, as soon as that gun says that, your immediate thought is going to be, what in the world is this? You don't want somebody to say, this was captured at such and such time when you fired that gun. That would be a very unfortunate time, especially if you're in the middle of a bank robbery and you're like, oh, everybody stick your hands up. And then you hear screenshot. And then they turn to the person who's trying to be a hero. And it's like, oh, if only I would have noticed pushing the bottom lever of the gun and the trigger at the same time would just take a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
Just combined both a gun and a phone together. But that would be a cool idea.
The only sad part
I don't know where you'd be taking a screenshot from, though.
The only sad part is they did approach this idea once, except with body cam. And you'd seen how that turned out. Oh,
well,
let me just cover this.
You can't stop it from happening, but we can definitely track
what
is going on
and
punish the people that are doing these things. But yeah, we can track all of that, but we refuse to invest in putting proper security on things. And we see where that's getting us.
Because Americans want freedom. And that's just stupid.
There's a difference.
There's a difference between freedom, Matthew, and people's belief in the fact that they should be able to carry guns whenever, wherever, and then decide when they want to use it.
Yeah, that is true. However, we could trace serial numbers. We can trace things to these guns. Who's the last person that had these? Why? And again, we keep going too heavily into the motives, and then the latest excuse as of right now is, oh, we're investing in people's mental health. That is what the mayor or governor, I can't remember right now, I think it was the mayor of Texas, said, we're really trying to invest in people's mental health. You really want to know how you can invest in people's mental health if it was that bad? We fund the police with tax dollars, fund psychologists with tax dollars, and then also have as many financial opportunities as you have for law degree students for psychologist students, so that they can pursue that goal, so people understand how the human mind works, so that we can invest into mental health. Because other than that, you're just giving people lip service. And, oh yeah, we're investing in people's mental health. Please don't take our guns away. Please don't regulate me to...
Yeah, I hate to say, but that's pretty much what a child would say. They'd be like,
exactly.
I will do a lot better. Just don't take away this toy. We'll go ahead. We'll be doing better. But meanwhile, everybody's like, you've done nothing. You just said this.
Again, it's like telling a child, well, we're not taking away your toy. We're just taking away the table that sits on. That's one of the many toys that's there. Like, okay, you've caused too many problems with this one particular gun, which is the AK-47. And when we keep on doing that, we have regulated into society that we want you to have these automatic rifles or semi-automatic rifles.
Even though technically, when you go back in history, hold on, Teddy, because technically when you go back in history, you realize we took out automatic weapons. For instance, back where what was the name of that? What was the name? Prohibition. Back when drinking
that was about alcohol.
Yeah. Back when they took away drinks and all that, mafia was on the rise.
Oh, you talking about?
And you know what they did? Yeah, they took away the Tommy gun. they made sure that you could not get the Tommy gun because they said gangsters were using it to shoot police officers and it was causing more problems on the street. But
Well,
meanwhile,
correction. They took it away because they were outgunning the police.
exactly.
Because if I'm armed with a pistol, which shoots up to 9 bullets, how am I going to feel about a thing that is shooting rapid fire
But that's the thing.
at most 100 to 50 bullets?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Because what people are forgetting is police officers are still only armed with a pistol. The SWAT team is the only people who have an automatic weapon, or at least people with snipers. They are the only people who are allowed to have such a weapon. But meanwhile, we want people to deal with a person who's practically gone postal with a better Tommy gun, a Tommy gun that doesn't that they can adjust to an automatic rifle that they can adjust to have a scope on it. They can adjust to have a laser. They can adjust to have a silencer. They can adjust to have bullets that rip through people easier, rip through armor easier. And we give them all these abilities to go ahead and use it all. And then the worst part is we go and be like, well, the reason they say that they can have it is because they're saying that they're going hunting with it. And which I also have another question.
Which, unfortunately, it has come out statistically that no, you are not.
Because think about it.
People don't even hunt with those rifles. In fact,
exactly,
bring it to hunting grounds.
Do you realize what AFK? I mean, yeah. Do you know what a freaking automatic rifle is supposed to be used to hunt? Matthew, do you know what it's supposed to be used to hunt for?
No, I do not.
Bears?
Exactly. It's used to hunt to defend yourself against a polar bear. Because polar bears are the only animal that will actually hunt humans because they are that desperate and they take a lot of bullets to take down. And the thing about polar bears is they're not here in the U.S. What they are in is in Alaska. And if you look at reports, Alaska is pretty dang peaceful. So why in the world do we have AK-47s down here
for bears?
When it's illegal to hunt brown bears or black bears in the U.S. You are not allowed to hunt those. Meanwhile, you're deciding that we're going hunting with this. So you're telling me that every couple of weeks you're going down to go ahead and shoot a deer so full of lead that it's inedible.
And yes, it does take. They took it away, the Tommy gun, by the way. They took away the Tommy gun because it was more deadly. However, the point is they did take that weapon off the market. You are hard pressed to find a Tommy gun because it is a military grade weapon. They don't really allow that. If we can do that, you can do that for this, because what you're doing right now is breeding efficient mass murderers. And regardless of what you say, it shows that you don't care.
However,
also
humans. Many animals hunt humans, but the only time they hunt them is because they're hungry. Polar bears, however, they are deliberate. They do not care if it's an animal. They do not care if it's a human. They care about the meat.
They don't discriminate.
If there's no food in their area, or it's too hard to find, or it's too tough to kill, they will adapt to kill whatever is easier. And it just so happens that humans are the easiest thing to kill when they don't have guns or stuff.
We can shut down cars remotely, and yet we cannot apply that technology on deadly weapons. Yeah, that would be real good, because think about it. Somebody shooting up a place. You get a report that somebody is out here shooting. You go and track. Okay, where is this gun being fired? And who purchased this weapon? And then you shut it off. So then, even though the damage may be done, the gun is shut off. So now you can't fire it anywhere.
Actually, that would be a good idea. Hold on. I have one question. How did this go to proper health and care to
because that
guns.
is an issue that is out here right now.
And
It is about we talked about health and care. We already talked about the hygiene of people that's going here outside of, because we already covered that. If you really want to go into proper bodily hygiene for older, go back to the last episode. We touched on that as well
Yeah,
as how to have a
near the end of the
productive
episode.
summer. But what we really wanted you to understand here is health, safety, and proper equipment for summer. And unfortunately, it seems like one of those equipments should be a bulletproof backpack, which they do have.
No,
for
a bulletproof suit.
What
No,
your equipment
a
should be
bulletproof
is
backpack. They
what
do
your
have
equipment should
those.
be is words. Because the thing about it is, a bulletproof backpack and all this other stuff is nice and all, and it might protect you in the short run. But think about it like this: bullets still get through bulletproof stuff. You need to go ahead and cut the stuff off from the
Yes,
sword.
that's what high velocity rounds.
Because what you're doing is
rounds are meant for. It's meant
but think about it like this: what
And
you're
now-
doing is you're
now
providing the person with more or stuff. Because they're like, oh, well, now everybody has a bulletproof backpack. Now I need to go to go to another person to get anti shield to get
anti-armor. But the thing
anti-armor
is that
rifle.
we do not want people to feel like they have to be equipped with bulletproof backpacks, bulletproof anything,
And
if
that-
we fix our gun problem for the summer. Because another thing that we know that happens habitually during summer is that when it gets hot, crime rates spike and mortality rates spike.
And that's what. Oh, hold on, Teddy. But that's where my idea comes from. We should get a tiny, powerful magnet to suck any and every gun in existence. Just put the magnet out on your hand, and after putting the strap on, and the gun will fly to your hand. And then you can turn it off with a press of a
Man,
button.
Matthew, I take
And
that
unfortunately-
innovation a little
Unfortunately,
step
this is not
further.
Inspector Gadget.
No, Matthew, you don't understand. Take that innovation a little bit further. Put a giant magnet in space. Make it so that it only sucks
All
up
phones
guns.
are gone.
No. Make it so it only sucks up guns. Spend thousands, if not hundreds of dollars, and then several years making a giant magnet that can detect
Multiple
guns.
police
And
have
then-
complained.
But think about it. It would be perfect. Then you can suck them all out into space and there'd be no more guns. No more nothing. You want to fight,
you know what there would also
out in the street.
there would also be
the clay.
Holes in roofs.
no what there a lot of damage because you build with a lot of metal. If you put a giant magnet into space, let me tell you something. There is a magnetic pull of the earth. You mess up that, we all screwed.
Ah,
You're right.
where
Pull
are
it close to the
we?
sun. Any metal within such and such feet from the sun, instant melt. Humans, they'll be fine. But the metal,
We're drowning on metal then.
Exactly. Mr. and Little Mr. Magneto, y'all need to calm down with that. That's
oh
not
no,
going
I
to
don't
work.
believe it.
When
Try to
you
pull.
have bullets flying through the air, you're just gonna pull them towards you, and unless because that is lead, and some of them, if they have shotgun shells, some people put nails in those. You just pull whatever.
And that's
You
where
can't.
my second invention comes. Just dodge it, slow. Man.
This is not the Matrix either. We don't want to invent the Matrix anytime soon either. Just
Okay.
have everybody living in stasis.
Okay,
But I do.
then simple solution.
But that was
Don't go outside.
no. That's awesome.
No, what, bro? But the outside is cool. It's awesome.
But
You
I will.
understand?
You do bring up another good point. How people just feel like, hey, it's summer, and you're not. I don't really want to associate right now, and we need to understand that loneliness. They did say that there's two big epidemics out here. There's really three, in my opinion, with one of them being stupidity. But aside from that, there's our gun epidemic, and our loneliness epidemic. Because when you start shooting up a bunch of places and people don't feel safe socializing, well, they go into their introverted mind because however you want to put it, everybody has one, even introverts, extroverts. That
Yeah,
has been studied that
don't put introverts on.
they do have introverted activities. So when you don't feel safe socializing outside, going to commute with people because of the way the world is, and you don't know if that encounter could be your last, then you just stay indoors. And we have created a society that you can be very, very well entertained indoors with video games. That's why, with the going back to that one comment that mom made, what is one of the devices that kids could have during the summer, and
First,
basically what anybody could have during the summer, not just kids, adults, young adults. It Video games is all the rave because you can sit there, you know, you don't really worry about anything
Well,
you know what? Every
outside
person,
of your
you know what?
outside of your job or anything. And now we're going into the metaverse with Apple trying to release this. What was it?
Headset.
$3,000
Headset that can
that's
track-
not coming out yet.
It can track
It's
your
interesting
hands.
from a technical standpoint, but when you are going into a world where, well, I don't feel safe, so I'm gonna just close myself off until I have to deal with the world, then that's how you contribute to your loneliness epidemic, because you're not meeting any new connections. It's only the close friend group that you have, and then you feel like, well, I'm closed off. I know this isn't how the world is supposed to work, and now it's a challenge. And loneliness is also killing a lot of people with depression, and has been known to pull on the heart and with stress.
You know what?
So it is just as fatal for. It has been. What was it? They compared it to something. I think it was smoking. Has just the same mortality rate as smoking, because depression does kill. So if you really want to see these epidemics go away, you need to fix our major one, which is fix our gun laws
Mhm.
and gun regulations, because if nobody feels safe going out dealing with people in the world because, oh, I got on the wrong side of the car and I got shot, or I took my friends out to the movie, they got shot, and then it goes into, well, I don't want that to happen to me or mine, so let's just stay here and party.
Yeah,
Let's
you don't want to go outside and try to have a good day and then be like, man, today was a good day. How should we conclude it? And then think, oh, we should go to a movie theater. But then instantly your immediate thought is, I don't think the movie theater is safe enough. And then you just go home on a note that could have been better. And it's like, why would that's not something people want?
Because I can tell you from personal experience, when that man shot up the Century Theater here in Colorado, that I was like, I'm glad that we did not go, and that I'm pretty sure a lot of people that were in that theater were like, if only, a whole lot of if onlys, and one of them could have been, if only I had stayed home, if only I had chosen this day.
But the fact is, if your immediate thought is, because people always want to say, well, guns aren't the biggest problem. How do we put this? If your immediate thought when you walk down the street is, well, I get mugged and not be able to defend myself against a gun, then you're not safe. If your immediate thought where you're going outside is somebody going, if I hear two bangs, where's the nearest exit? You are not safe. If your thoughts are when you go to a movie theater or any fun place is, where are the immediate exits in case something bad happens?
And that is my thought.
You are not safe. The fact is, if you're unable to think about it like this, when people think of a knife or a bat or something, people think I can defend myself against that. That is a single swing, if not a stab. I can go ahead and disarm the person. But if you're thinking a gun which can shoot multiple rounds, it only takes the pullback of one part to shoot another couple of rounds, you realize you are, and the only way you will be able to live is to outrun it. Then the fact is, you are not safe, and you know that. But the fact is, most people believe, well, if I have a gun and they have a gun, we have a good chance. The fact is, that is not a case. If you believe that you're able to defeat a person with a gun, with another gun, I'm sorry to say you're just as dangerous, because in reality, what happens if that person shoots you? That's a whole nother gun when he runs out of ammo. What it comes down to is you should not need one weapon of mass destruction to beat another weapon of mass destruction just because you somehow believe that by two weapons of mass destruction meeting, you will find a solution. There's
that's that
solution
mentality
in that
of
situation.
more death beats more death. And I do understand that, and that's why it is a stress to get these legislations passed and stop sleeping on it, because we've done enough to the environment that we keep saying that, oh, it's in the next 20 years, the next 5, 15,
It's happening right
by
now.
the you knowledge, it could probably already. That is the situation that we're dealing with right now with everything, really, especially with our weather. I remember back in 2014 where they said in the next 20 years it could happen, and now you can see it's happening a decade early. And we are still pussyfooting around on how can we do this, but also waste time. And society right now is telling you they're done wasting time. And if you keep on playing with time, it's going to catch up to you. But I also realized that we did not have the banner up today. Here is the Erudition Cash App, where we get all our equipment, cameras, lights set up, everything to give you a more professional view of our show.
And
So if you can support us, that would be greatly appreciated. Our Cash App is running down the banner right now, and we appreciate those of you that have stayed with us. I know that we've been we keep forgetting that banner as of late, but it's been so much going on and so much that to talk about and bring to you guys. And really, that's what the interactive is supposed to be. What is our viewers' thoughts on this situation? So we do encourage you, comment, post the show.
And also, you could recommend us ideas sometimes. And you should pay us so we can actually try making a Erudition.
We're not making no Erudition soap.
What you mean?
Oh,
If we made Erudition soap,
Erudition
we'd be even better.
Sure.
Think about it. Who doesn't want to smell like the Erudition
Erudition
Network?
theater with a giant magnet to take
You
anything out.
y'all in this let's smell like knowledge. I don't know what
That's
that would
the
be.
memo. That's the memo. Smell like knowledge.
Yeah, as soon as we come out with the soap, we're golden. I'm
And the
sure we'll
soap
have a
bar.
line of people.
Start an individual fund me for let's make a soap. But for this one, in all honesty, our Cash App supports everything that you see to give you a very professional view of our show. So if you could support us, that would be greatly appreciated. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Even if you're commenting post show, again, we still listen to you. And you, who knows, if the topic is sufficient enough, we may make a whole show about it. We've been known to do that.
And
But we are running into our hour. So let's close this up, guys.
okay. Well, let me just say for the comments, because I have not seen many people actually ask if they can go on to our show.
Well, we may, for those of you that can't go on to the show, we do a wrap up every Saturday. or we try to every Saturday if there's enough requests for it. So comment on our page, hit us up on the Erudition Facebook page, email. Let us know what you think and reach out.
Let us know what type of topic you want to hear. What you want us to review.
And we definitely want you to interact with us. But that has been our hour. So
let's cue that sweet old jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than a
play that good old jazz.